Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. Yesterday was an adventure, to say the least. I'm kind of sarcastic about it. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I told them, I was so excited I get to drive. I had to deliver in Chicago, and then I had to drive just across the Indiana line to a town called Portage and load. Had to come back through Chicago, and then up through Milwaukee. Well, I got just the Wisconsin state line last night. I called it a day. I was just phooey on it. I was just about out of time from sitting everywhere. Had trouble with the computer in the truck that they send my loads on and does my logs. I killed an hour or better waiting on that, trying to get that fixed. And then between traffic, it just seemed like one of those days. The effort I was putting in to try to make the day a success was futile. And I know from experience, be it Chicago or Milwaukee or the Twin Cities or St. Louis, any major city, if you have to deliver and load in that city for that day, at the end of the day, you feel like you've accomplished nothing, because basically all you've done is sit in traffic or sit somewhere all day and just burned your time up. Sometimes in our walk in Christ, we get like that. We wonder if what we're doing is really making a difference in anybody's life. Those close to us, those we meet by chance, whatever. We just get that feeling that, is it really worth what I'm doing? Or, can I just coast? And there's nothing wrong with coasting, as long as you don't do it too long, because we all need to have that downtime to regroup and figure out our priorities and get back on track and what have you. But in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, verse 58 says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immobile, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your toil is not in vain in the Lord." So in other words, those days when you feel like your witness for Christ is not reaching anybody, it is. Don't give up. Just keep going. You're not always going to get some kind of response, and that's fine. But you'll get a response or a comment or something on the day you need it most, and it could be just something as simple as, thanks, I needed that, or I needed, the few minutes you take to visit with somebody makes all the difference in their day, and you walk away thinking that you haven't done anything. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, and we all get to that point. But this passage is saying, it says, don't give up. You might not think you're making a difference, but you are. And I found that to be true in many areas of my life. A lot of days, I go through the motions and I do everything I'm supposed to do, and it seems like I'm not reaching somebody or reaching anybody. And then out of the blue, I'll get a comment about, hey, I've been watching you, and I really appreciate the witness that you have, or just something like that, and it just really makes your day. But that's not what I'm after, that comment. But that comment, I always feel like it's just a small little message from God saying, you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep it up. Because like I said, we all need that comment, be it at work. You struggle at work and you keep doing a good job and you think nobody's looking, and out of the blue the boss comes up and says, I appreciate everything you're doing. You're making a difference, and I appreciate that. And then walks away. It's the same way in our walk in Christ. And I've always felt like those little bitty comments that you get from somebody just out of the blue or whatever, acknowledging what you're doing, is just that little boost from God saying, don't give up. What you're doing is great. The people you're reaching, while you might not know you're reaching, are the ones that you're making a difference in. So when you feel like giving up, or like you're just spinning your wheels, just think about it. You're doing more good than you realize. And I've had people tell me this many times when I get down. You're making a difference. You might not be able to see the difference you're making, but you're making a difference in somebody's life. So just keep plugging away, and who knows, today out of the blue somebody might come up and say, you know what, I appreciate your walk in Christ. It has made a difference. It's helped me.